Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here today. I want to start out by just sharing a little bit about myself. I was born in Attleboro, Massachusetts, and I was adopted by an immigrant family that are from Portugal. And I grew up in this little neighborhood surrounded by lots of Portuguese people. And then, of course, I came to Atlanta to go to college with big dreams and big ambitions. And out of school, I ended up at a company called Fundraising and Management Council doing large capital campaigns. And I was skating through life, literally, on my rollerblades. And I was stopped on the side of the road. And a gentleman asked me if I could teach skating classes at his church, of which I was excited about, something I loved that I could do in my spare time. I thought that would be a fantastic opportunity. So I walked into Peachtree Presbyterian Church in 2001, and that same year, they started a program called LaAmistad. And they asked me, when the students get off the bus, would you teach them to skate too? I said, absolutely. And I did. And I worked with this group of children. And as you can see, I fell in love with them. I taught them to skate, I got them really sweaty, I got the wiggles out, and then I turned them over to all of the congregants so that they could begin to give them tutoring, both academic services. You see, these kids were slipping through the cracks. They were getting C's and D's in school, and the schools were really challenged, not understanding how they could help them. I walked into some of their homes, and the moms would give me their last tamales, and I'd look around the house, and I'd see the kids sleeping on beds on floors, no furniture, living on $30,000 a year, and it resonated with me. And the culture and the sense of community that these folks had was so moving that I really found that it was something I felt compelled to do more for. I started to learn Spanish. I started to work with the students in the after-school program, and little by little, they gave me more responsibility, and I felt continued to serve. Today, we have 12 locations throughout Atlanta. We're serving the free and reduced lunch Latino community, and we're taking those students. We're making sure they have the foundation for education. I tell the kids, no one can take what's in your heart, and no one can take what's in your head. So we continue to pour into these children day after day because we can see the difference it's making. You see, some of these students that you see here, they've made it, they've graduated, but each one of these kids has a story. Jose never thought he'd see his 18th birthday. He thought he'd be dead. He thought he'd be on the street. He thought he'd be selling drugs. He's now at Oglethorpe University, and he's going to graduate from college. We have students like Joshua with a single mom. He never thought college was an option. He's not only got his first degree from UGA, he's about to get his second. They are paving the way for so many other students, and what they really needed was that infusion when they were little, teaching them how to do your homework, making sure they can read and do arithmetic. We use volunteers just like you all over the city, so if you want to get involved, there's plenty of places for you to get involved with our organization. But the problem is huge in Atlanta. Our school systems are really challenged right now. In fact, more than ever, if you've watched the news recently. We serve students in DeKalb County, Fulton County, Atlanta Public Schools, Cobb County Schools. We've got almost 300 students that we're serving right now. But what we're seeing since COVID are the reading gaps that were here are now here. And there's so much more work for us to do. Coupled with the fact that our students are English language learners, it makes it even more difficult. And if our kids can't read and they're not meeting the reading standards in 3rd grade, they're making prison beds for them. And that's wrong. So we really need your help. We need your help so that we can continue to provide our services to these students. But most of all right now, because of the pandemic, we've had to take it up a notch. We've had to acquire more and more support. We have to have more and more reading specialists that can help these students, that are trained to work with our volunteers, to train up our volunteers so that these students can get these infusions. The 2nd graders that we're seeing now, they can't read. They don't even have letter recognition, what we're seeing. It is alarming. So our goal this year is to continue to put more wraparound resources, get more reading specialists, get more volunteers like you trained up so we can make a bigger impact in the community, get these kids reading, get these kids on track so they can be productive members of our society, because that's what we all need. I want to see them sitting at these tables in the future with all of you, giving back, and we want to pave the way for them. So please help us, help them, and help our community. For Atlanta to strive, our children have to strive. Thank you.